Welcome to Company Effort number 2. If you've been watching the last video, which I hope that you had, first thank you to the 314 people who were here. If there is more, I have not checked, and if I come up across some more tonight, I will make a video about it tomorrow, God willing that I get the chance to do so. No promises. Y'all know I give you 99.9. Anyway, so this video is specifically for people who are not mixed, right? I am a mixed person. I have been mixed for 50 years. Which would I prefer? To be honest, it's a catch up, because sometimes I like being mixed, and sometimes I don't like being mixed. And the reason for that, like before TikTok and social media, I didn't really have too many problems with being mixed. As I got older, and as TikTok and them happened, yes, they are a thing. I never had to prove my nativeness to native people because there were never enough in Charlottesville to have to deal with. Um, Black people were the biggest problem. White people were more like Curious George, but Curious George as a pain in the ass. No offense. Anyway, up until I got on social media, there really wasn't a lot of shit that I had to deal with. I really didn't have to deal with a lot of shit, other than people in my face, you're not black enough, you're not black enough, you're not black enough. No white person has ever told me I'm never going to be white, except for maybe like one or two. Maybe one or two. But it was like under the breath. Yeah, it was like never really to my face, but I'm sure they thought about it, but it was like, yeah, this motherfucker's never going to be one of us, so. And that was a thing back in grade school. And I knew back in grade school that I was never, ever, ever, ever going to be white. But as a mixed person, we get it from all of our heritages. It doesn't matter who's raising you. If you have a black dad and a white mom, if you have a white dad and a black mom, it really doesn't matter who raised you, because society in itself will also countermand the way they raise people. And the thing what makes people is our ability to not fit in is our real main problem. Because there have been many days where I said, damn, I wish I wasn't black. There have been many days where I said, damn, I wish I didn't have any white in me. And there have been days where I wished I was white because of a girl. This very beautiful girl that I was in high school with. I had the biggest crush on her ass. But I'm kind of glad that worked out because I do tend to catch some of her things on Facebook and stuff. And she's actually a fucking racist. Hey, this is only the point of you can't help who you fall in love with. But yeah, she was beautiful though. I mean, goddamn, she was beautiful. But for, the sake of arguments, I'm not gonna give her name or anything because I'm not into destroying lives. But I've learned, when people tell you who they are really telling you who they are. And she wasn't really racist in school, or she was in survival mode at school because she only hung with black girls. But she was white and she was beautiful. When I found out she couldn't date black guys or mixed guys, it destroyed me. I left a love note on her car. I was in love with this girl, yeah. I wanted to marry this girl so bad. Anyway, hi. I know she doesn't watch me. She doesn't give two shits. She doesn't even know I exist. And she definitely doesn't know me under the name of Echo Fan Grey Wolf, which is a plus. But she has that love note, so she can always bring that shit back up. But yeah, you're that asshole on YouTube under the name Echo Fan Grey Wolf who put this love note under my car back when we was in high school when I worked at a certain jewelry store on the mall. There, I just confessed to that, because yes, I did that. Because I really wanted to be with this girl. Again, finding out that she couldn't date black guys, it kind of was a smack in the face when she actually invited me to her wedding. And I was like, nope, I'm not going to her wedding because I'm going to get shot. Because the preacher will get to that point of speak now or forever hold your peace, and my dumb ass will speak now and not hold my peace. So, getting past that, back to the point. As a mixed person, and sadly, I say this every time, sadly, I have had the most racism come from black people. From high school back to grade school, and not so much in college, but mostly grade school, middle school, high school. In college, I've been bullied by a couple of police officers who shouldn't have badges, but hey, that's another story. And had they not had badges, sock party, or just dick fall down some steps. Any way you slice it, I have I've had some issues, you know, with some racist ass cats, man. My YouTube thing that I wanted to watch has gone off, so that kills that. But anyway, the whole point being made is that as a mixed person, it doesn't matter if your parent is, if your mother is black or white, you're still gonna get it, and you're gonna get it from family the most. My family, we didn't get it from family the most. I just got it from people who weren't in the family. And generally, again, sadly, it was more black people than white people. And unless you count that one guy who can count for a whole 3 years as an army, because he would up calling me chief. Now on TikTok, and this is also sadly coming from black people, because apparently um race apparently is now how you physically look. I look mixed, but they're gonna tell me that I'm not, and they say that I can't be mixed. I have to identify as either black or native. I can't identify as mixed because I'm native black and white, and I can't identify as all three. According to these black people that are on the internet, you have to phenotypically identify. Well, I don't know my fucking phenotype. I haven't gotten the chance. Let me rephrase that. I haven't made the time to go to 23andMe. Plus, all my shit's so disorganized now, I don't even know where the files are to put the code in. So that's gonna fuck up everything. I got this new bed. The room is totally fucked up. Like, totally fucked up. I'm not gonna show you how trash this room is. But anyway, the bottom line is that for some reason, and this again, sadly, it's coming from black people and it's coming on the internet, so it doesn't really count, but it's still happening. Black people don't want mixed people to identify as mixed. They want us to be black. And I grew up telling people, look, I fought to prove my blackness until I couldn't. I got tired of trying to prove that I was black to people. Like, literally, I got tired of trying to prove to people that I'm black. I got really tired of it. And then those same black people would call me Carlos or Juan or Tonto. Every now and again, they might call me a Samoan or anything that was not black. And rarely got the N word. But then there was colorism, because my true color's up here. Y'all can see the difference. There's nothing wrong with the lighting. Light, dark. High yellow, brown. So, yeah, I've been through a lot of shit, And I'm not being hyperly sensitive about this shit. I'm just angry that I've been mixed for 50 years, and you're going to tell me on social media that I can't identify as mixed. I said, so when I put this camera on, what are you going to identify me as? Because I'm mixed. 1,000% I'm mixed. And I'm mixed generationally. I know that one of my grandfathers was mixed with white and black. I know that one of my grandfathers was black. I know that one of my grandmothers is mixed with white, black, and native, or black and native. But because she was adopted, we have no fucking idea to how to track her back. Now, my dad's mom is mixed native or all native. Her mom is either mixed native or all native. And I'm working on that. But I don't have money to go to Charles City every day, so it's not like I can just jump in the car and ride. I mean, if I had a job like that I could take a day off or two or a week and go down there and do everything I need to do, then that's a whole different ballgame. I'm not on that level. I don't know if I'm ever going to get to that level. But I'm going to die trying. But you get on social media and you come across a few black cats and they're like, you can't identify as mixed. You have to be one or the other. And I'm like, who the fuck are you? How you going to tell a mixed person what they can and can't be? If we're mixed, we are mixed. And here's the news flash for everybody else. Just because you don't look mixed doesn't mean you might not be mixed. Okay? Just the way it is. If you are an African American or a black person, there is a 75% chance that you are either going to have white lineage or you're going to have native lineage as well as black lineage. So I just look more like one versus the other, but I think I look like both. I don't discredit my black culture. I don't discredit my native culture. I just wasn't given enough of it. I'm only given folklore. I don't know how a powwow is. I don't know if we're Chickahominy or Cherokee or both. I'm going to find out as soon as I get everything that I need to get right. I also know that the BIA doesn't really give a damn. No. So it's like the thing. And like I said, um, in liquorship, I have been asked more, what am I mixed with when I say black? They were like, yeah, what else? And I'm like, oh, yeah, I'm also part native. And it's like, oh, okay. And I was like, I'm also part white. It's like, oh. I said, but I can only walk in two worlds. I can only walk in the native world or the black world. I can never walk in the white world. Not as a white man. I can walk in there as a mixed man, but they're still not gonna hit me up with you don't have Shamar Moore's good looks. So yeah, whatever you are is what you are. But it's also not knocking my door down. Hollywood's not knocking my door down. I've been in acting for 26 plus years, 27 now, and no one has been knocking my door down. That's why I changed my name from James Williams Jr. to Echo Finn Grey Wolf. Plus, honestly, Echo Finn Grey Wolf sounds way fucking cooler. And it's in alphabetical order. But it also is to honor my native lineage. And I'm doing everything I can to track it. So, this shit's not cheap. And I don't have money. So I don't know how to get free genealogy. But I'm working on that by just going to talk to the place where my grandmother is buried, etc., etc. So, I mean, it's going to be what it's going to be. But, you live and you learn. Like I said, my great grandmother, she cleaned for a living. Her daughter, my grandmother, she cooked for a living. That's it. My great grandmother told me folklore and told me about running through the woods in her moccasins. My memory might be a little bit jumbled because I've had a concussion or two, but I do remember sitting in that kitchen on that floor at her feet with her long, beautiful hair as it went from gray to kind of whitish because she was old. She's real fucking old. She died in '83. I talked to my aunt. She's born in like 1919 or 1920 or some shit like that. Basically, before Native Americans had citizenship in their own fucking country. Never understood how the fuck that worked, but we can thank I think it's Truman who enacted the Native American rights thing or whatever. I don't know. Somebody Google it, let me know. But yeah, Native Americans didn't really have citizenship for a very long time. Once in 1924. Again, I can be wrong. I don't have a problem being wrong. Again, somebody can Google it and correct me. I don't have a problem with that. These bugles are looking delicious. Even though they're not out of the package. Anyway, the thing about being mixed is that, first, we don't have a support system. Second, we suffer from identity crisis for quite some time until we learn how to accept ourselves. And for somebody on social media who does not know us, who does not know the struggle that comes with being mixed, black kids don't want to hang out with you. I mean, it might work different for girls because girls are pretty and I'm not. But some of the black guys want to play with you and some of them don't. If you got cool toys, yeah, we're your friends until your toys get broken, or they'll steal your fucking toys. But when a teacher takes them and you can't bring anything like that to school anymore, or if you don't have cool toys, then some genuine people want to be your friends and some don't. And for us mixed people, it's kind of hard to judge which one because as a mixed person, there has not been a time where I haven't wanted to be black. It's like, I want to be black. Yeah, I want to be black. Black is cool. And those dreams have been shot down by black people. You're not black. Yeah, I'm black. No, you're mixed. You're not black. This went on, I think by the time I got out of like the 7th grade, I had decided I'm mixed. And I need to accept it. And for the most part, I did. And then sometimes I didn't. Because sometimes people would remind me, you're not black enough. And it was never from a white person. A white person has never told me outside of grade school that you're not white enough. But when it comes to black people, they go hard on us mixed people. Now again, like I said, my only native experience that was bad before I got on social media was when I was 23, and the two brothers didn't want me to date their niece because I'm not a pure-blooded native, and they pointed that shit out and rubbed the salt into the wound. It's like, yeah, you're you're not a pure blood. We don't want you dating our niece. You're you're an abomination. And I wanted to roll one into an oak tree, and I wanted to roll one into oncoming traffic. And I'm glad I didn't. But that thought still crosses my mind almost every fucking day. I mean, that could have been my wife. Things could have worked out. I could have had a fairly decent life, and it didn't. And then, that exact same building on the other side when they were doing Evan Almighty, and the native casting director came up to me and said, "Are you native?" And I was like, "No, ma'am, I'm half native." And it's like, "Well, you need to go down to North Carolina or South Carolina, wherever the hell Screen Gems was based at, because that was like the studio they were using or some shit to build the movie Conquest." And I never got there. I never started using my native heritage show last year. That's when I decided, being mixed has not worked for me. For 27 years, it has not worked for me. I would go into a casting call, and that's where I fucked up. Now I put James Williams Jr. black. So what I should start doing now, Echo Fangry Wolf, native. And I'm going to do that. So if you're native, don't get mad at me about trying to survive with something that makes me happy. Because when I'm in front of this camera, I'm good. I don't not make eye contact. I try to keep those eyes on you all the time. I might blink every once in a while. I might get distracted, throw a brush or something. Ooh, that was a close one. Almost hit myself in a goodie sack. Anyway, the thing with being mixed is that we have the right to identify as mixed because we are mixed. And if you are mixed and you're watching this, don't let anybody tell you otherwise. It's the same thing with the new definition of racism now. Because for some reason, and I'll say this with my full chest, and I'm not pissing people off. For some reason, society believes that black people can't be racist, which is bullshit. Everyone can be racist. I have been the victim of racism from black people. I've literally watched black people call Mexicans wetbacks, gooks, and spicks, and you're going to tell me that's not racist. I've known black people to call white people the H word. I've also known black people to call white people NL. I know white people who call white people who have black people in their family NL. I'll spell it for you. Niggerlover. Because I don't like using that word. That word once caused me to punch a girl in the mouth. And then I called my uncle that shit and I almost got my ass handed to me in half. We never used that word in my house. When we lived in the projects, the N word never came out of my house. And now I have to try and break my nephews and them because that's the only word that they use. He's like, y'all got to do better, man. Y'all got to do better. And I don't know what happened when we moved out the projects, but it was a catch-22. It was good because we got a bad neighborhood, but it was bad because the next generation of children want to be badasses. And I have to keep telling them, because I got some nephews who still think they can whoop my ass, and I have to keep telling them, say, y'all motherfuckers don't know what a fight is. Oh, I had 5 fights. Uh-huh. I said, I've been fighting since I was 6 years old. You had 5 fights. What you think the difference maker is? Because, you drink, you smoke, your cardio sucks, and you want to start a fight with a dude that was almost 50 years old. We boxed, and you beat me in boxing because you cried about, I can't use my feet. And then I tried to explain to him, in a real fight, no one's going to tell you, oh, I can't use my feet, and just allow you to have that advantage. Ah, fuck, you moved. You're going to die, pal. You're going to die. Damn. I missed twice. You're going to die. I just want you to know. You're going to die. It's no ifs, ands, and buts about it. Before the daylight comes, if I see you, I'm going to kill you. Anyway, and I try to explain to them, here's the thing. There are no rules in the streets, man. Nobody's going to say, okay, I agree to not use my feet. If I have the tactical advantage, you motherfucker. I'm sorry, y'all. Damn. So lucky fucking fly. You motherfucker. You see that? You just blew right by me again. I see you. I see you. I'm going to kill you. I don't see you anymore, but I'm going to kill you. Anyway, it'll probably fly by me again before I finish this video. Anyway, the whole point being, they didn't have another round. So they take the victory and they want to go. And I'm like, no, we're not done. It's like, what? I was like, yeah, we're not done. It's like, but I was beating your ass. I said, yeah, you were. But we're not done. I'm still standing. You ain't knocked me out. You stopped me from using my feet. I have honor. I said, but in a real fight, nothing's going to stop me from destroying you. I say, and then I wrestled some of his friends. I lost a couple of those matches too. But even their friends could not go one more round. It's like, come on, we got one more round. It's like, no, man, no, I'm tired. No. You're 20 years old. I'm 48. You shouldn't be tired. You should have so much energy. I should be the one that's tired. Nah, man, I smoke. I said, that's not my problem. You smoke cigarettes or you smoke weed? I smoke both. I said, and that's why you will die in a fight against me. I said, you'd better have brass knuckles or something that I can't see coming. I'm going to say, and you better nail that first punch. I said, and you better hit me with everything you got. When you hit me, you better kill me. Because if I can still move, you're going to die. But yet, they've been in 5 fights. I know you're thinking, you got off topic. Yes, I did. But I'm bringing it all the way back around. Because the funny thing about that is, most of the people who's ever wanted to fight me, unfortunately and sadly, have been black people. If they weren't kin to me, they were somebody else. But they were all black people. I've never really gotten into a fight with a white dude. In my fucking life, I've never gotten into a fight with a white dude that I can remember. I've never gotten into a fight with anybody that is Mexican or Chinese. Made some movies with some cats like that. Good movies. Shout out to Adrian Kyle. Shout out to Eric Chin. But as far as fighting, like in real life fights, the only people who ever wanted to fight me are black people who are taller than me, who like to pick on people, like my high school bullies. Hey boys, thanks to me we didn't have a high school reunion. I wasn't going to chain the doors and like cut you guys to ribbons. I was just going to chain the doors and beat your asses, that's all. Because, we're out of high school. And now no one can keep you safe. One of my high school bullies started taking MMA. I longed for the day for that dumb idiot to come to me and say, yeah, what you got now? What you got now, motherfucker? What you got? And I said, I got experience. What you got? You took a couple of classes, so now you think you're a badass because you were in a commercial. I guess you're not going to tell everybody about that BNR incident, huh? Yeah, you know who I am. Door's already open for that challenge. I've been waiting since the first time I seen his commercial. And he's also darker than me. But I can almost guarantee you he's not going to show up. Because like I said warnings, not invitations. And I got a lot of anger pent up at that guy. So yeah, like he was, like, one of his kids was with my nephew who passed. Guess they were on the same team when they was at the coaching or whatever. And I saw him in that gym, and I said, you see that little fucker right there? He's taller than me. He used to bully me in school. If he says one thing to you, you let me know. And I will go to his ass. I say, he won't be coming back to your practices when I'm done with him. So he never said nothing to my nephew, so that was a blessing for him. And my nephew never told me if he said anything, so again, that was a blessing to him because I owe that dude an ass whooping for years. Picking on me in the projects, picking on me in school, and when I caught him in BNR, he became a bitch real fast. Because most bullies, when they by themselves, they ain't that powerful. But when they in school, they got friends. But what I got is that unquenchable desire to rip people in half. especially bullies. So that's the other thing. Social media. I have been bullied on social media. Um, Again, I got two natives that think I'm a pretending, and then there's black people who are trying to erase my native culture and my black culture. They call themselves Aboriginals. There's a woman, BFR. There's a young kid, M, and then the other guy got his ass handed to him, and he's named after this planet, the one we're on right now. And he has a debate coming up, and I can't wait for that because I'm going to check it in. And for that debate, you guys need to make sure you go to Port City Vibes because that'll be where they're having the debate, I believe. Keep an eye out for that. Anyway, because he got his ass massacred last night. Anyway, shout out to Port City and King Susan. Anyway, they're going to put an end to this, hopefully, of this Aboriginal BS. Now, as we end this, the thing about being mixed, and I don't know what it is with black people who want us to just identify as black. I'm more than black. I refuse to not identify as mixed, and let me close with this. I send warnings, not invitations. You can't force me to identify as black. The government already does that. But here's the reality. I am mixed. You don't have to like it. You really don't have to accept it. But if you get in my face, I will rearrange yours. That being said, I am Echo Fan Grey Wolf. This is Coffee Hour number 2. And for everyone else who is mixed, identify as mixed. Do not discredit your culture or your racial heritage. If you are part black and part white, acknowledge that shit. If you are part black, part Samoan, acknowledge that shit. If you're part black, part Chinese, acknowledge that shit. If you're part black and mixed with anything else, acknowledge that shit. I am part native, I am part black, I am part white. I acknowledge all that shit, and though I said this before, I'll say it again. I know I will never be white. Alright? I know I'm never going to be black enough for black people. I know I'm never going to be native enough for natives. Because I didn't get to learn any of the native stuff outside of folklore. So, take it what you will. Enjoy what you will. But understand this. Everyone can be racist. Everyone. There's no one above racism. The people who don't think they're racist are probably more racist than the people that are racist. I myself am a racist. But I am a racist to racist people. Let's make sure we're clear on that. Read my lips. I, Echo Fan Grey Wolf, am a racist to racist people. So if you are racist and you hate people because of the color of their skin, I'm not strong on your character and I don't like you. I'm not going to say I hate you because you haven't really done anything to me to make me hate you. But I am not down with racism. So if you're a racist, I'm going to be racist to you. Now, people might say that's not right, Echo, and I'm going to tell them, be the victim of racism. Then get back with me on that. And I'll let you know how it feels to be on the bottom half of being persecuted for being racist. I want you to go to 85, 86, possibly even 87. And you go find 12-year-old Echo Fan Grey Wolf when he was under the name of James William Shingen. You go back to Toys R Us with the white lady in the burgundy dress suit. It was a dress suit. It's like the first time I ever saw one. I walk in with two white guys. My parents, my dad and my stepmom outside talking with his parents. This bitch, that's right, I called her a bitch because I normally don't call people bitches unless they actually earned the title. And just like a couple of other women that I use that title for, she earned that shit. She caught me at the door, escorted me all the way around the little maze to get into Toys R Us. And Newport News, by the way. It was either Newport News or it was Hampton, but it was in Virginia. And escorted my ass right back out and walked me to my parents and said, your son can't be in the store by himself. That was her way of saying, your little black boy can't be in the store by himself. And my dumbass said, but they went in the store by themselves and both of them are under 15 too. because we got to talking on the way in. We were all buddying up. Now, I don't know if the white couple got their kids out the store. They said they were going to go get their kids, but by the time it was all said and done, me and my mom and my dad were on our way to Children's Palace. It's my stepmom, but she was more my mother than my mom. No offense to my mother. But, yeah. We never went back to Toys R Us. In fact, before Toys R Us ever came to Charlottesville, I never shopped at another Toys R Us until it came to Charlottesville. Every summer when we was in Smithfield, we always went to Children's Palace. We never went to Toys R Us because of that shit. And then she pointed out, because my stepmom, she said, what about those two white kids that went in with them? Oh, their parents on the inside. And their parents spoke up and said, no, we're right here. Well, they have a bigger brother, and the parents took them. We only have two kids, you know. So, that being said, my dad said, you will never get another green dollar out of my fucking pocket. Jimmy, get in the car. And then Miss Molly, my stepmom, oh, hell no. Never heard this woman swear a day in my life until that day. She said, you don't want my stepson going into your store because he's black. Bitch, you done fucked up. And Miss Molly went off on this fucking white lady. Now, this Miss Molly's white. 1,000% white. She's Irish. Had nice Irish hair and Irish attitude. She might have rubbed off on me a little bit. But my God, I never in my life thought I'd ever see this woman be mad. Because she was so calm, so sweet. You would never think this woman had a raging bone in her body. I was wrong. This woman was nothing but rage. And she laid into that white lady so bad that she had to go back in that store. And she was double stepping. And my dad grabbed Miss Molly by the arm and said, no, we're good. We're going to Children's Palace. I had never heard of the store before that day. And he said, just because of this treatment, you're going to get more than one G.I. Joe. I was like, what? He's like, yeah, you're going to get a lot of G.I. Joes. So in a way, I should be thinking that, bitch, because I got like 4 or 5 G.I. Joes, and G.I. Joes were not cheap. But I got I think I got 4 or 5. I might have got more than that. And then we would have actually gotten the aircraft carrier. There was just one problem. The flag couldn't fit in the car. It was 7 feet long by 3 feet wide. And it could hold 2 Conquest X-30s and a Sky Striker and a helicopter. That's how big this bitch was. And if you guys don't know what the scales of those jets are, Sky Striker is from here to about right there. So from my fingers over here to right there. And the wings retract. The Conquest X-30 is like from right here to about right here. It's a little bit smaller. And the Dragonfly helicopter is like from this to the end of this. And it can hold 3 of those damn things. So, and I only had the Conquest S-30. I didn't have the Sky Striker. And now I have the other jet. They had the water gun attached to it. I think it's like a F-35 or some shit. I have it somewhere around here. Anyhow, that being said, the only thing to stop me from getting that damn thing was that it was too big and it couldn't fit in the car. We had to dodge something or another. And my dad was like, I really want to get you that thing, but it can't even fit in your room because it's bigger than your bed. It's bigger than the bed I'm actually sleeping on now. So, it was a pretty big damn boat. And if I ever get my own house, you better believe it's going to be a house that I plan on being in for the rest of my life. You better believe I'm getting that boat. Or I'm going to die trying. I'm getting that fucking boat. Anyhow, that being said, let me close with this then, because I know I kind of skipped out of it. If you are mixed, no matter who comes at you, identify your ass as mixed. If they got a problem with it, it's a they problem, not a you problem. Thank you guys for watching. To the 314 of you, I apologize for taking up all your time. I can't promise you I'll make a video tomorrow, but I will try. So, it really depends. If you've seen the first video, the first chit chat, it explains a lot. So, thank you for giving me 30 minutes of your time. I'm Echo Fan Grey Wolf. This is Comfy Habit number 2. Be seeing ya.